4 years ago, we technically drove from Florida to Alaska, but we cheated a little bit because we only made it to the panhandle.
But this time, we're doing it for real. We're going from Tallahassee, Florida to Anchorage, Alaska in my 400 horsepower track-built Evo
And my 500 horsepower street-built STI. 10,000 miles across the continent in only 3 weeks. This trip is about accomplishing something that we've previously failed, and to experience as much of the continent as possible.
Also, this is me. I'm behind the camera.
What are you on probation for?
I don't know, about 18 gun charges, a little bit of kidnapping here and there.
We've hit dirt. The Yukon highway is supposed to be all paved, but it looks like they're doing construction or something. It's just solid dirt. There's no pavement here at all. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Ben. The Alaskan highway is supposed to be all paved, but I suppose it didn't take construction into account.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
On the plus side, our cars have a nice patina now, a nice little two-tone going on.
Yeah, they're so filthy that, you know, it kind of, it looks like it was planned, you know what I mean? Instead of just like your car being poorly maintained, it's like, oh, well, actually, that kind of looks cool. Yeah, if I get enough dirt on my car, you might kind of hide like some of the missing body panels.
Another bear. This is our third bear of the trip. Looks like it's a black bear. This is the closest I've ever come to a bear. Oh, he's so fluffy. Come back, buddy.
They're so goofy looking. See you, buddy.
I'm starting to lose count of all of the wildlife that we're getting to see. I'm not complaining, it's amazing, and I'm very glad that I get to see them from the safety of my car. Gas prices here are $2.56 per liter, and there is 3.87 liters in a gallon. That is $9.90 a gallon, but that is Canadian. And US, that is $8.12 US per gallon. The price of getting gas out in remote locations.
The Evo has been taking a beating on this trip. But look at that engine bay. Dusty, dirty. Exactly what I want to see on a road trip. I haven't had to touch a thing in the engine bay for the fast 5,000 miles or something. It's been pretty bulletproof. Does need an idle air control valve desperately, but it runs.
$87 for half a tank. Canadian. The price of gas here is a discount, considering all of the wildlife that we get to see. Literally got bison just chilling in the road. Wouldn't want to hit one of those, can you imagine?
They're like little mountain goats. Oh, they're cute. They're so cute. Oh, they're fighting. Confrontational little goats. It's just grass, guys. There's enough to go around.
So much wildlife. There's bison everywhere, there's mountain goats, there's bear. We've seen, I think, 4 black bear, 1 brown bear. It feels kind of like a safari. It feels like I'm driving through one of those like wildlife safaris where you see all these animals and they come up to your car and stuff. Every time I round a corner, I'm like, what's the next animal I'm gonna see? Is it a bison, a mountain goat, or a bear? It's really wild, literally. So Ben, we're almost to the Yukon. We're almost out of British Columbia.
Where is the Yukon?
It's like the top of Canada.
So how long until we're in Alaska?
Tomorrow.
We get to Alaska tomorrow?
We're gonna hit it tomorrow. Yeah.
It's funny because I thought it was going to be as challenging as last time, but it's definitely, this is obviously
easier.
the easiest way to go to Alaska,
Yeah.
except by plane.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna drive to Alaska, take the Alaska Highway. It's what it's made for.
Yeah, it's like basically a tourist attraction.
Here's some fun facts about the Alaskan Highway. It was built in 1942 during World War II by the U.S. At least partially by the U.S. I don't actually know, but it was built to connect like Alaskan military with the like continental states, which is kind of interesting to think that, I mean, the U.S. and Canada obviously came to an agreement to put this massive road through their entire country.
We were allies.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Alaska was already up here, so I'm sure.
It wasn't open to the public until 1948. So for 6 years, it was only military going through here.
So there used to be tanks rolled through here.
Mm-hmm. Now there's these tanks.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier than
Both of these were built by the Japanese, so
Yeah. That's kind of ironic, isn't it?
no wonder they lost the war.
I assumed the scenery wouldn't get any better as we drove further into the unknown, but it turns out that it's never ending. Just a few hundred more miles up the road and we've made it to the Yukon. The Yukon might have amazing scenery, but it looks like what they don't have is premium octane.
They have gas. Unfortunately, it's no longer premium gas. We have hit 87 octane. Which means two things for me. One, I'm gonna throw a new tune on this. I do have an 87 octane tune. It's just like an uber safe tune. I'm gonna throw on it, and also got some octane booster.
I've never filled up on a pump like this. I feel like I'm in the Andy Griffith Show.
Okay, that's good. It's leaking there. That's fuel on my hands.
Everything's vibrating.
Oh. They just don't make them like they used to, huh?
I feel like I'm hurting my car by putting 87 into it, but we'll fix it up. How quaint. How very quaint.
Some nice, clean, crisp 87 octane.
Advance Auto. We've brought it with us. The real octane booster.
I'm gonna throw an entire bottle in, because I don't like detonation. You can get octane booster at Advance Auto. Consider this car boosted.
So to everybody who said we should have brought octane booster on the last trip, thank you. That was actually very helpful.
As you saw earlier, I changed from my 93 octane tune to my 91, and now we're gonna go to my 87 octane tune. That's right. My 500 horsepower STI has an 87 octane tune.
Right around the corner in the same town, we came across something that looked quite peculiar.
Check this out, Ben. You don't see this in the States. Dude, this is 2 hours from where we live. 2012. Yeah, I guess people just bring things here. Dude, this is huge. Look how far it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did some researching because we have a little bit of signal here. The signpost forest started in 1942. Apparently there was like 2 signs showing the directions for the distant towns, right? And a bulldozer ran it over, and they assigned some other military guy, 1942, to fix the sign. And so he fixed it and then added a sign for his hometown in Illinois and like listed like 3,000 whatever miles. And then ever since then, it's been snowballing. Like other people came up and like wanted to add their signs to it. And now there's over 80,000 signs here, covering multiple acres.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a wonder of the world exactly, but it is a very strange phenomenon that you wouldn't really know why it happened if you didn't
I didn't know why without looking it up.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but this looks like the bulldozers that they built the Alaska Highway with. I looked at like some old like historical footage of them building it in the 40s. This looks like a 40s bulldozer to me. Well, that was neat. Ben, you want to throw up like a Lana license plate up there and take yours off real quick? Throw it on there.
I really do, actually. I've got like 3 of them at home.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Well, maybe next time that you come back up here.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be back real soon.
We're close now, just over 500 miles, and we'll be crossing the border into Alaska. We're still running on 87 octane, but that's not a problem because we've got tons of octane booster with us.
We're so close to Alaska that I can taste it. But this is no time to get relaxed. We have to remember that we're still way out in the Yukon.
This gravel looks like it's going for a while, actually. Oh, and look, there's a bison up ahead.
Dude, that's a moose.
Yeah, moose! Yeah! Now we're really up there.
So how far are we from Alaska?
We're like 10 miles, 15 miles from Alaska, pretty close. Maybe like 300 kilometers, I don't know the conversion still, but it's right around the corner.
I don't even know what this stuff is, but there's just a bunch of like skinny black, they look like they would be like giant dandelions or something that have been set on fire. Just acres and acres of burnt matchsticks. It's weird. I feel like we're definitely getting closer to Alaska. It's different.
Hi, where am I? Oh, Alaska. Oh, Canada.
Well, I can't touch you.
Alaska. Yukon.
Here.
Right here. Can I stab you halfway into...
Well, Ben, we have finally made it officially into the real part of Alaska. So, Ben, we're right about here right now.
Okay.
Last time we went to Alaska, it was like here. For some demonstrative purposes of just how far like the Yukon line is like here. We never even made it out of British Columbia. And now we're freaking here. And now we get to go, I think it's here.
Why didn't we go here?
Prudhoe Bay, well, you see there's like a 400-mile road right here, the Dalton Highway, totally unpaved.
Okay. Well, we got 2 four-wheel drive cars, we can do it.
I tasted enough of that.
Why didn't we go here?
Okay, I don't know how to get there. That's a good question.
Why didn't we go here?
Well, that's Russia.
Why didn't we go here?
That's also Russia.
What about the top of the L?
That's also Russia. Okay, we made it. Let's drive 7 more hours to Anchorage, huh?
Okay.
All right. Come here. Have you ever seen such a thing? Okay, so we're back in the States, which means we have premium gas. And also, you know, if you're feeling frisky, you could get 88.5 octane. Okay, no, hold up. Look at this gas station. These are regular pumps. We don't have to like flip the thing and hear the little pump start winding up.
Yeah, no, it is. There's more going on
There's a
here.
store we can go in and buy snacks.
For the first time in a while, we're actually getting closer to civilization now. What a refreshing thought.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if, like, now that we were back in the U.S., if, like, road conditions were going to improve, and they basically immediately answered that question for us.
Yeah, no chance. No chance. It's the same, if not worse.
I mean, I'm impressed. Obviously, besides your little issue that we had right there in the first couple hours of the trip, it is kind of incredible that both of our cars are here.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna say it, no hiccups since we left Virginia.
So Ben, if you could do this trip again, what car would you take?
That's a good question. Probably something larger with more ground clearance and softer suspension.
Yeah, I keep seeing these Sprinter vans and I'm getting pretty jealous.
There's really not much between the border and Anchorage, so we drove late into the night to make it all the way to Anchorage. Well, that was until I got pulled over.
I get your driver's license, insurance, registration.
Sure. This is the first time Ben has gotten the ticket before me, or at least not simultaneously with me.
He got me for 50 and a 40.
10 over?
Yep.
Bro, you're basically El Chapo. I think Ben's good. The next morning, there's actual traffic on the road because we've made it to Anchorage.
Well, Ben, we finally did it. We actually made it to Anchorage for real this time. We made it all the way.
Alaska. What, as I live and breathe.
It's cool with the mountains and everything. It's not much different than the rest of what we've been seeing, but it's a destination.
What's crazy is that they have such a big city so far away from everything.
From everything, yeah. I mean, everything flies into this airport here, and that's it.
The closest thing is probably, what, Moscow? So we're probably gonna go home now. We did it. We made it to our destination, and now every fiber in my being wants to just be home.
Yeah, this whole trip was kind of an accomplishment, like a checklist item, and now we can check it off the list. Because last time it was like, yeah, I mean, technically we did it, you know, kinda. But now it's like, yeah, no, we did it. Like, we drove Florida to Alaska in 2 ridiculous 500-ish horsepower cars.
Yeah, and if anybody says that this isn't a street car, suck mine, suck it.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Ben, but that stretch of like nothingness for the last 3 or 4 days has got me a little bit worried about my car. I mean, I haven't popped the hood really since, the continental US.
I mean, it's just time for an oil change either way. We've both got built motors, and those kind of like to have oil changed more frequently.
I've got some cracks on my windshield I want to see if I can take care of.
Yep, obviously, it's been driving me insane ever since I ripped the lip off of my Evo. She looks naked. She looks like she doesn't have her makeup on. They don't have Advance up here, but they have CarQuest, which is owned by Advance, and I think they should have some nice like plastic weld or something. I can put one of my lips back together. I have 2 lips with me right now,
Yeah.
So I've gone through 2 lips on this trip with the front bumper. I still have both of them with me, but one of them is literally, as God is my witness, broken in half. So I'm going to go back to my original lip and I got some plastic weld. I'm just going to weld the tabs that I broke off of that lip back on.
I picked up 2 pretty big cracks on my windshield on our way up here, so I'm going to use this windshield repair kit to hopefully seal up these cracks and prevent them from spreading.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look this up on ChrisFix.
Hey guys, Chris Fix here. Have you ever been driving down the road and the case of this kid windshield plunger is pressed all the way in, but this pressed in, now we can push this around.
All right, while that one is sucking out the resin, we're gonna do another one, because I have 2 tips. So Ben, last time we went to Alaska, we had our oil change challenge where we could see who could change their oil faster.
I remember.
You think it's a good time to have another competition, round 2?
Yeah.
You think you can change your oil faster than mine?
I don't know.
We're both a lot more familiar with our platforms than we were 4 years ago.
Yeah, but I have the AccuSump and all that stuff.
Loser has to wash each other's cars, like both cars.
Okay.
You ready? I got a timer going.
Cool.
You got everything? You got all your tools ready?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not too stressed. I have to beat 11 minutes as my personal record.
Sure, well, you have to beat what I'm gonna do, whatever that's gonna end up being.
Okay.
So,
All right.
ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Wow, this is so dramatic.
30 seconds, Ben. It's been 30 seconds. You're still over here jacking off. Three and a half. He's moving pretty quick. We're already at the fill?
Did I forget anything?
Almost 7 minutes, that's pretty good. Look at that easy pour spout on that Valvoline bottle.
No glugging. Is that time?
10 minutes, 27.
I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Yeah, I'm a little scared. Yeah.
I mean, don't blow your car up again on my account.
I mean, trust me, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure it's done right.
Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, go. Are you taking this seriously? Are you counting on just starting your car and windowing the block to drain the oil? Is that your secret weapon?
Oh my gosh, the frame rails are so low. Woo!
All right, man, you're at 3 minutes. Honestly, you're flying.
Woo! It's gonna smoke a little on startup, that's okay. Just Subaru things. Oh, it's gonna smoke a lot. What's my time at, Ben?
6 minutes exactly. You're flying.
How about that pour, huh?
I mean, that's fast. That's 8 minutes 30.
Hey! All right, now Ben, when you wash my car, make sure you're using 2 buckets.
Oh, I'm gonna swirl the out of it, buddy.
With fresh oil in both cars, Ben's windshield sealed, and my front lip repaired,
Yep, that's better.
it's time to wash Ben's car and then leave Alaska.
All right, Ben, now luckily I've filmed a good number of videos with the guys at Automotive Aesthetic, so I know what I'm doing when it comes to washing cars. A lot of people think, Ben, a lot of people think that you're supposed to start from the top and work down. That's actually a misconception. It's better to spray upward. Why? Because dirt can't travel up. Not a lot of people know that.
Don't forget the front edge, Ben.
Oh, I won't, buddy.
Front, that's where all the bugs
Oh, I
collect.
won't.
Right there.
Yeah, I won't. Have you ever been in a wind tunnel with this thing? Because this is about the second best thing for that. Look at that. You know what that's telling you? This wing is doing nothing. What you might not realize is that I'm actually a pro at washing cars. A lot of people think, Ben, that when you're at these car washes using stuff like these foam brushes, they think these bristles are bad for the paint. That's a common misconception.
Yeah, they are.
Actually, these
No,
bristles.
they're bad. No.
What you
Okay.
want is
All
swirl
right.
marks in the paint.
All right, we're
the
done.
swirl marks are good, Ben.
We're done. No wonder your car looks like
All right. I mean, I thought you wanted me to wash your car. He's messing it all up. I don't know what I even spent the last 45 minutes doing this for if he's gonna just mess it up.
You see, Ben, what a lot of people don't realize when you're washing your car, it's really important to wash your friends as well. Did you get that?
You just sprayed me with my money. I paid for this.
We've left Anchorage now to head back home. The return trip is just over 4,000 miles. Both Ben and I have gotten pretty fatigued from being on the road for so long away from home. So for the return trip, we didn't film too much. The objective is to just get home as fast as possible now. Also, it was kind of nice to put the cameras down for a little bit and just take in all the beautiful wildlife and scenery.
All right, Ben, I was just inside there and figured that these stickers are appropriate for the cars. What do you think?
I drove the historic Canada, Alaska.
Yep.
Pretty good. That makes sense.
Before we know it, we're back in Canada. We're taking a slightly more direct path home since we don't need to go back down to Florida, but we still have the remaining length of the Alaska Highway to drive before the route deviates. And as we continue on, we see something we didn't notice the first time we came through.
Dude, this is crazy. This is like what the original bridges were on the Alaska Highway. Can you imagine driving over this?
They drove tanks over this?
Our cars would not fit on that. I guess, I don't know.
Well, dude, this is pretty much it. Drink it in, because this is about it. We're almost out of the wilderness.
Nice to be back out here, but I think I like civilization.
I don't know, man. Like, this is so, like, relaxing.
In like 2-day increments.
Nah, I think I would totally move out here and never talk to anyone again. Bye, wilderness.
I want some Starbucks.
How about some Tim Hortons?
Yeah, that'll do.
This is the last day we have to be able to drive through this beautiful scenery. Tomorrow, we'll be back down into civilization and big towns.
It's the same route back. We already know the roads that we're going through. We know where the 87 octane gas is. We can be a little bit more strategic on where to stop for gas. And it's a little bit less concerning now that we're not driving into the unknown because we know the route now. So it should be a lot quicker and easier to get home. Both of these cars have proven to be quite bulletproof. $132, but it's Canadian.
$5.
Yeah, oh, this is like a drop in the bucket. Pocket change.
I really am gonna miss seeing all the bears, bison, and mountain goats. I was so glad that I got to go through this road one last time on our way back home. We even saw our first set of grizzly bears. Remarkably terrifying. If my Subaru broke down right now, I would probably be dead. So we carried on.
On this return trip, Ben and I are a little more experienced now. We know the route, and we know where the 87 octane fuel is, which is why we're going to avoid it now, skip the gas station, and use the 94 octane that we filled up previously. I'm out of gas, and there's about 100 more miles until the next gas station that has premium. Oh, God, what a day. All right, good to go.
And just like that, we were finished with the Alaska Highway, back in civilization and into the Midwest section of the continent again, where I immediately get pulled over.
Ben just got pulled over in Canada, which is a first.
RCMP. Reason I pulled you over is because you guys were traveling at a high rate of speed, passing an emergency vehicle with its lights on.
Gotcha.
Okay, do you guys understand that you have to be traveling 60 kilometers an hour when passing an emergency vehicle?
I'm sorry, we're not from Canada. I wasn't aware of that law.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, the whole kilometer thing is screwing me up.
Okay, do you have your driver's license, registration, and insurance on you?
Yeah, let me grab my other stuff.
So that makes 2 times we've been pulled over on this road trip, which is almost the record out of the 6 road trips we've taken.
Okay, so like I said, when you're passing an emergency vehicle, you have to be traveling 60 kilometers an hour.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, it's...
Sorry, I wasn't familiar with that. I apologize.
That's fine. I just wanted to let you know, see what's going on, okay?
Yep.
You guys travel safe.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care.
What a nice cop.
Yep.
Wow, he like smiled through the whole interaction. Incredible.
Oh, I thought he was gonna go probably
Yeah.
talk to Ben.
Hey Ben, he's gonna come and talk to you, just a heads up.
The reason I'm stopping you here is because you guys are traveling at a high rate of speed, passing an emergency vehicle.
So this is pullover 2 for Ben,
Yeah.
1 for you.
Yep. I'm still winning when it comes to getting pulled over less.
That's very interesting. I'm surprised we made it this much through Canada without knowing that. But don't we look like a bunch of schmucks?
We're now in Saskatchewan, about to re-enter the continental United States. The landscape has changed from big, beautiful mountains to flat, green farmland. It's much warmer now, and the roads are much more dry. And when we stopped for some gas, I checked over the STI and I noticed a problem.
Okay, so small setback. We just filled up some gas here and I took a peek under the car just to check my tire tread, my tire wear, and I've got significant camber wear. I'm gonna rotate the front with the rear. We've only got 2,000 miles left to drive home, so I'm gonna put the more corded one on the rear, which I know is wearing less because it has less camber.
The suspension geometry of my car has not been corrected for it being lowered. As a result, I think that's what caused it to wear out prematurely.
It's to the cord, but not to the banding yet. It's not good. It's not ideal.
I aligned the car before we left, but it also could have gotten knocked out of alignment from all the dirt roads that we've been driving on.
Yeah, this is better, but it's still doing it a little as well.
Let's hope that rotating the tires will get me the remaining 2,000 miles home. You probably also noticed my spare tire on the roof. Unfortunately, my tire wear on the other 3 tires are too low, and Subaru's drivetrain can get messed up if the tires are out of 2/32 of an inch in tolerance. The spare tire would have worked for me early on in the trip, but unfortunately, it's too late to use it now.
I think we can make it. 2,000 more miles, that's not that bad.
Somehow the Evo is still more reliable.
Before you knew it, we were at the border and into the continental US.
We're in freaking Portal, North Dakota.
Yeah, not bad, just a lot of mindless driving. Yeah.
The next day was pretty boring through North Dakota as we made our way back closer to our home state of Virginia. But by the time we made it to Minnesota, it was time for yet another oil change. Our 3rd oil change of the trip.
So we're here at Advanced Auto Parts again because we are doing another oil change. This is our 3rd oil change for this trip. I am 3,000 miles in on the last oil change when we came from Anchorage 4 days ago. And so I gotta change the oil again every 4 days. Yeah, we're almost home. This is the last oil change of the trip. We're like 1,000 miles away from home, so we're really close. Let's just finish this up. Probably take like, I don't know, 8 minutes and we'll be good to go.
It's nice to not be racing and just be able to take a little bit more time when you're doing an oil change, you know what I mean? So our 3 weeks on the road, driving from Tallahassee, Florida, all the way to Anchorage, Alaska, is finally winding down. I'm glad we did it. Got to go and see one of my favorite parts of North America, which is, you know, northern British Columbia, the Rockies, all that stuff. Just absolutely stunning. If you've never been, by all means, I recommend that you go and check out, you know, the Rockies, northern British Columbia, all that stuff, the wilderness out there. It is just absolutely stunning any which way you turn. All the wildlife and stuff like that, moose, probably the coolest animal that I've ever seen. I saw some grizzly bears. I didn't get mauled, so that's ideal.
This trip was 10,200 miles through 16 states, 3 Canadian provinces, and 1 territory just to make it from Florida to Alaska. But we actually made it to Alaska this time. And that's really saying something. That's really all we did this for, was so that we could do it for real. I never really felt right before having, kind of cheated a little bit and just getting into the panhandle of Alaska before. But now I can truly say we drove from Florida to Alaska, the heart of Alaska, Anchorage.
All things considered, I thought that this trip would have a lot more holdups, a lot more disasters. The snow we did not anticipate, maybe would have tried to plan a little bit differently with tires and whatnot if we had known that it was actually going to be snowing as much as it did. All the locals up in Canada seemed to be pretty surprised that it was still snowing and accumulating this late into the year, but the cars were up for it. Obviously I got stuck, and that was pretty frustrating. Kind of a mistake on my part, but that was the only real holdup, honestly.
We spent a total of over $6,500 in gas on this trip, and the cost of our hotels was just about the same, which means to take a trip like this with 2 sports cars, you're gonna spend over $10,000. And the only reason that we're able to do it is because of you guys. Because of you subscribing, liking, commenting, all that, but really just enjoying the channel has allowed us to have sponsors, awesome sponsors like Advance Auto Parts, who can pay for a trip like this. So comment below, thank Advance Auto Parts for sponsoring this series, and maybe we'll do another one in the near future.
Ben and I are both quite tired of taking these road trips through such epic distances, and we feel like we're driving through a lot of the same roads that we've done before. Going forward, I don't think we'll be taking our road trips through this long of a distance. We both feel that it would be more exciting to branch out and drive shorter distances in different vehicles. Maybe cars that we haven't driven before, or locations that we haven't been to before. But for as long as you all are watching and subscribing, we're gonna keep exploring.
I hate not having a cat.
How long do you think this is gonna last? How long do you think he's gonna keep the rear bumper clean?
Do you need to get a pump on first?
The camera. Oh my gosh.
And it is medically accurate.
That will demonetize us.
Then they gave it a ball sack. Ooh.
That's far worse. Oh, jeez.
Man, my laugh sounds like a Clorox bottle. Here's your race car. All right, that's it, and I'm going down. Dude, oh my gosh.
Starting to feel like we're really up north.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit chilly, I think, eh?
Yeah. Think you're right about that.
Oh, you're gonna definitely use this shot because there's an escort in it.
I hear yak, 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 yak.
Wow, that rocks.
Ooh, an applesauce. I haven't finished this applesauce yet. Look at it. It's Mott's sugar-free applesauce. I didn't finish it yet. I'm so happy. I didn't have anything left.
Ben.
It's gonna leak everywhere. What was that?
As I watch it. Here, look. Here, come over here.
Dude, they look like humans.
What? That's a blooper reel.
Dude, look at the face. It looks like a person.